Hi, happy peppy people. We hope daylight savings time is treating you beautifully.
We were just having a conversation yesterday about how I'm more of a winter person and you're more of a spring person, or summer.
Yeah, spring and summer, but I also told you how surprised I am that you're a summer baby in July and you are more of a winter person.
I am.
I've always heard that, whatever time you were born, like whatever part of daylight savings, when you were born, you're more susceptible to be like that time.
Like it's ingrained in you or something. Yeah, I'm more of it doesn't mean I hate summer. I just really love winter. And I was telling you, I love like the Swedish hygge vibes.
It's just like, that's the weirdest word ever.
It's the weirdest word.
Hygge vibe.
Hygge. It's not one word.
Oh. I thought it was like a hygge vibe. Hygge vibe. I swear to God.
It's just hygge. And it's spelled, people think it's pronounced hygge. It's not. It's pronounced hygge.
And it's a vibe.
It's a vibe. It's a whole vibe. So
a hygge vibe. The vibe is hygge, not hygge vibe.
I kind of feel like you're trying to say who dat.
Right? That said, they're gonna be damn saints.
Yes.
Hygge vibe.
So it means like candlelight and fire and warmth and candles and warm blankets and like, it's a whole vibe.
It's a vibe.
Yes. So it's me. It's me. So I'm going to miss the fireplace on every day. I'm going to miss it getting dark at 5. I'm sorry. I know people are like, gosh. I know, but it's me. It's my thing.
The dark at 5. Okay, I like fall and winter clothes. I really do. Yeah, I like the layering. I like pretty sweaters. I love beautiful coats. But like, I'm really, really good at it staying a little bit lighter outside. People don't want to be cold as hell.
Y'all don't want to be cold as hell. Me and Tyler are like, is it 32 degrees? Let's go outside. Bring it.
Grant's like, it's 65. Let me go back inside.
Hey, we haven't explained why we look like this.
It's Tuesday. That's why.
Every time someone was like, why are y'all covered in glitter and tulle? You would say it's Tuesday, and I would say, we went to a photo shoot. But we did. We went to a photo shoot.
For one of the best causes.
Yes, Make-A-Wish. They grant wishes to chronically ill children. And a lot of people don't know this, but Make-A-Wish is a national organization, yes. But we also have a local organization here.
Yes, and the wonderful thing about our local organization is all of the money that is donated to Make-A-Wish Mississippi stays within our state.
Yes, and I love that so much. That's a great fact.
Yeah, that's the coolest fact to me. So with that, when I'm asking people to donate to Make-A-Wish, it is not just Make-A-Wish, it's Make-A-Wish Mississippi. The children that are here are the ones reaping the benefits of Make-A-Wish.
Yes. So we came up with the idea to do a photo shoot, and we have so many other great influencers on our team.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, it was just so much fun. We all got together at Molly G's salon in Ridgeland. And the little girls came with us too, and Galaxy Glister donated all of the glitter that you see on our faces for the 8 influencers and the children that were there as well. And Molly was so sweet to do all of our hair, and all the little girls too. They were all Galaxy Glistered. We were, and then we went to the chapel at Livingston, where Kaylin was thankfully able to get up with, who was it that did the balloon arch and the letters.
So here's a fun little fact. It's called Stacks & Co. They're a mobile bar. It's a converted horse trailer. They were at Coattails during their spring open house. And so Crimens was there with me, and we met these sweet gentlemen. And he had this fabulous balloon arch around his mobile bar. And I think we both did a double take, like, you did this? And it was awesome. It was awesome. And so that kind of sat with me, and a few days later, we couldn't find anyone to commit to doing a balloon garland for us, and I reached out to him, and he was so kind, and he was like, yes, did not question it, was on board from day one. So we highly recommend Stacks & Co. They have the mobile bar, like we mentioned, but he also does balloon garlands. Nicest gentleman we've ever met. We'd recommend him to anybody. Our theme was girls just want to have fun, so each influencer got paired with a person either waiting on a wish, a girl either waiting on a wish or has been granted a wish.
It will really change your perspective on life when you see these children having to deal with these illnesses, and then also their parents.
And some are terminal illnesses, and that's really hard.
Yeah, that's the part that gets me every time. The strength of the parents is pretty inspiring. So this past week, We had a girls' night out. We left the husbands at the house.
We planned our night around Swan Lake.
We talked about going to dinner in Jackson, and I suggested Elvie's, and I thought you were going to have like a heart attack over the phone. You were so excited.
Elvie's is my favorite restaurant in Jackson.
And I definitely can see why.
I'm not scared to commit to one restaurant and say that. Elvie's is my favorite. I think Chef Hunter is so talented.
I knew it was good. I'd been there for brunch. I did not realize how great dinner service would be.
We had what, like a crawfish?
It was almost like a jambalaya crawfish etouffee hybrid.
It was 3 big shrimp and all these crawfish tails, a big bed of rice in the middle, and a creamy sauce.
I could probably eat that for every single meal.
I could too.
But I'm a big jambalaya crawfish etouffee girl as it is.
Yeah.
But we started with caviar.
Oh my gosh, y'all, I have dreamt of this caviar. I didn't tell you this. I ordered some to my house.
Did you really?
You'll
Did you
have to come
DoorDash
over.
it?
No. I didn't DoorDash it.
Company.
I found one online. It's called Roe, and they sell caviar. And so I got the chips.
Did you get Zaps?
The cream fraiche.
Did you get Zaps?
They didn't tell me they were Zaps. They just come with potato chips. And then I got their little 30 grams of caviar.
I love the way that they presented it with the caviar, the cream fraiche, and then there was also red onions and green onions. Mm-hmm. It was Zapp's potato chips. Mm-hmm. I'm like, wow, you want to talk about the South? You're putting caviar on Zapp's potato chips, and that's brilliant to me. Because it doesn't, caviar sounds a little bit pretentious, and then you throw in the Zapp's potato chips, and you're like, okay, so,
out.
Yeah, our balance is perfectly right there with the Zapp.
That's what I love about Elvie's is their presentation is gorgeous. And so the caviar came in this silver clamshell.
I would love to have a few of those.
It's just beautiful. It's just all around.
On a silver tray, too.
It makes you appreciate your meal more. So that was a highlight and a new one for me, but I've been there for dinner several times. And I would like to throw in that they do a 7-course tasting menu.
Y'all have done that several times.
Several times. I try to do it at least once a month.
Because they changed the menu, correct?
Every month it changes.
When we were there, I'd looked up the menu the night before because I'm just one of those kind of people that just looks up the menu because I want to see what I'm going to have. And then they hit us with that special and everything changed. But I looked it up and I thought, oh, that's that tasting menu that Kaylin and Tyler do. Maybe we should do one of those. But it was in the middle of them changing it. So I think it was this week that they would have the menu for this month.
That's right. They'll say, hey, we're not offering the menu from the week of this to this because we're taking time to, and they'll go and they'll travel and they'll get inspired by like what they want to.
I respect that so much of a restaurant. To be so different and differentiate yourself from other places.
Agreed. And that's one thing that stands out to me with them is they're just so willing to experiment and really like put themselves out there.
And I have to say another thing I really did love too. So, and I should have written this down because I don't remember what it was, but they had a wine special that night. And it was a specific, it was almost like a Pinot Noir, but it was only offered that evening. And it sounds like they do this often, is that they have a wine special each night. Is that correct?
I don't know if it's every night. You might be right. And I also know they have a wine club, which is really fun. They're just very into introducing you to new wines, which would be right up your alley.
Yes, I probably ought to sign myself up for the wine club.
You should, and we should go because I've done it twice or 3 times. I signed up and then I stopped going at one point just because of life. But I would love to get back and do that again.
I'll totally do it. I think Grant would probably enjoy it as well. I love the atmosphere too because you don't feel like you're just in this really, really big room with a whole bunch of people. It's a lot more
French cozy. That's what it is. It's French cozy, y'all. After Elvie's, we went to Swan Lake.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about ballet from where you come from and grew up with.
I've grown up with it all my life. I'm not going to say I'm judgmental on ballet by any means. I'm going to say my eye goes directly to the dancer that I can tell is who they put in the front for a reason. Like, I'm not judging all the other dancers on their abilities. Does that make sense?
Yes. Everybody's great, but one stands out to you as the best.
And like, it could be a group piece. It doesn't have to be a duet or a solo. Obviously, the solo is going to be somebody whose strength is where they're being placed. But like the dance with they were called the peasants and they were in the green dresses.
Yes.
And I pointed and I said, look at that girl's feet.
Yes.
She was by far the best in that group because she kept being placed in certain parts. If you know anything about ballet, you know I'm not like saying that because I have a foot fetish. Like, it's because her feet were legitimately made to dance ballet.
My favorite part of the whole thing was the ballet dancers that came out in black tutus.
The Black Swans.
Is that what it is? The Black Swans. Oh, I just thought it was fabulous. It was like the whole time you had been seeing these very innocent white dancers, and then the music changes, and then out they come, and there were these gorgeous black tulle. And I think I remember at one point, you know, as a whole, just 22 ballerinas on stage, all in sync, beautiful moves. And I just remember counting them. How many are on stage right now? It's 22.
There were two lines, I guess 11 and 11, and they were all standing with their arms, and they didn't move a muscle. I appreciated the control that they all had. No one flinched. And on stage, like when we would have performances, Mother would always say, don't itch it, don't scratch it, don't touch it, like you don't move. Like
just pretend
you just deal with
frozen,
it. Yeah. If you were to be standing still, you don't touch it. So I mean, ballet has always been a major part of my life because Mom graduated from Southern Miss with a degree in dance. She has legitimately danced all of her life. And when we moved to North Carolina, she started a classical ballet school. She moved to a town where she knew no one, started this ballet school. There were no connections that she used to be made. There was nothing political about it. It was, my name is Suzanne Clifford. I'm going to start Stanford School of Classical Ballet. Let's see what happens. Yeah. And God, I mean, I'm almost 32, and she started the Nutcracker performance, I think, when I was 10. She has been in business in Sanford probably for, I think, like 37 or 38 years.
Amazing.
And has a full ballet school. She's very respected throughout the community and what she's done. And I mean, hats off to you. If you can go to a town and you don't know anybody and you have this successful business. Yeah. I mean, people have written college essays on my mother of how she's just like changed their perspective on the arts and how to be a lady even, because she does not take any kind of anything in her school. It's yes ma'am, no ma'am.
Yeah. Suze is very traditional in a very respectable way. Yes. Yeah.
Ballet has always been something I love because I've grown up with it. Even my dad like enjoys going to a ballet whenever they go see one in Raleigh. He'll kind of go, oh, we're going to go see such and such. But he enjoys it. Yeah. Also because he's watching my mom enjoy it. But he's the music man during their performances. He's behind the curtain. Dad's running the music. He is known as Mr. Suzanne. Mom's back there. Sometimes she's running the curtain. Oh my God.
Love it.
Yeah, she's a badass. One of the things I really respect about my mother is she's always open to teaching any kind of age. I mean, she teaches from 3 years old to 70. She has an adult ballet class that is also kind of like social hour because they're her friends. Oh. But she still teaches them ballet. But anyway, there was a little girl that Mom taught for years. I think she started when she was like 4 years old up until she was about 17 or 18 with a lot of mental disabilities. And it was a private class and she would teach her. And Mom said, it was always a challenge to teach this child, but Mom loved her so much and still does. I think she's probably in her 20s now. She also said, people don't really give credit where credit's due with these kind of mental disabilities, because she would say, this, and I'm not going to say her name, but she would say, this little girl, she can hear the music. She's so graceful. And even though if she was having she had a little bit of Tourette's. And so if she was having kind of like an outburst of Tourette's, Mom would start the music and it would just calm her down. And she would listen to her and she would follow instruction beautifully. And another thing of hats off to Mom for being able to take a child from about 4 or 5 years old and be teaching her privately with these disabilities and still keep her until she was 17 or 18 years old. She's pretty inspiring little lady, and she's tiny, so I can say little. Cheers to you, Mom. We love you.
We do love you, Susie.